Greetings, fellow coders. In this video tutorial, I will demonstrate how to create a modern and stylish search result using C# Windows Form. This feature can greatly enhance the user experience of your application by presenting search results in an organized and visually appealing manner. Let's start by creating a new project in your Windows environment. We will begin by adding the necessary controls from the toolbox, including a text box for our search field and a panel control to give our text box a minimalistic appearance. Since this tutorial will not make use of any third-party UI controls, we will be using only the built-in controls available in C# Windows Form. Lastly, we will also add a picture box to display the search icon. To display the search results, we need to add a flow layout panel control to our form. This control allows us to efficiently organize and present multiple search results in a visually appealing manner. Now, to incorporate our search results into the application, we can add a user control by navigating to the project menu and selecting Add User Control. This step is crucial in order to create a modular and reusable component for displaying search results. By adding a user control, we can easily manage the layout and functionality of our search results and ensure that our code is organized and easy to maintain. So, let's proceed with adding a user control to our project. Now set your desired size for your search result. Make sure that the width of your user control and the width of the search result container are the same. To create a more visually appealing and informative search result, we can add additional controls to our user control. Specifically, we can include a picture box to display an image associated with the search result, as well as two labels to display the name and email fields. Of course, if you desire more customization, you can add additional controls to fit your needs. In order to add a unique touch to our search result display, we can create a circular picture box. To achieve this effect, we'll need to create a new class. Declare a new class called Rounded Picture Box that inherits from the Picture Box class. Override the onPaint method of the Picture Box class to customize its painting behavior. In your onPaint method, create a new graphics path object to define the shape of the rounded border. And then add an ellipse to the graphics path object that corresponds to the dimensions of the control. Create a new region object from the graphics path object and assign it to the region property of the control, which clips the control to the rounded border. And lastly, call the base onPaint method of the Picture Box class to draw the image content of the control. Once you have built the Rounded Picture Box class, you can easily incorporate it into your user control. Simply navigate to your toolbox and drag the Rounded Picture Box onto your user control. and you'll have a stylish and visually appealing circular picture box to display your search result images. To retrieve and display the relevant search results, we need to add a data class. This class will allow us to write and execute queries, retrieve data from our database, and present the results in our user control. We'll be using a MySQL database. To access the database classes, we'll need to use the namespace MySQL client. Make sure to make our class public. In order to establish a connection to our MySQL database, we need to declare a string variable to hold our connection string. This connection string will allow us to authenticate and access the necessary data for our search functionality. By including this variable in our backend code, we can ensure that our application is properly connected to our database and can retrieve the necessary data for our search results. To effectively store and display data retrieved from our database, it's important to add properties to our backend code. These properties allow us to organize and manipulate the data in a way that supports our search functionality. Also, we need to add a list to store data objects. Now, let's add a method that takes a string parameter key and performs a search operation based on that key. In our search method, create a new MySQL connection object and pass the constring connection and open the connection. Define a SQL query that selects all rows from the table whose title column matches a string that starts with the specified key. Create a new MySQL command object. Set the command text property of the MySQL command object to the SQL query defined earlier. Add a parameter to the MySQL command object whose name is title, and whose value is the specified key plus a wildcard character %, which matches any sequence of 0 or more characters. Execute the SQL query and create a new MySQL data reader object to read the results. We need to clear the contents of the list to avoid the redundant display in our UI. Create an if statement that checks if the reader contains any rows. If the reader contains a row, iterate over each row in the reader using while loop. Inside our while loop, create a new class card object and set its properties to the corresponding values from the database. And add a new class card object to the list. Dispose of the MySQL data reader, MySQL command, and MySQL connection objects and close the database connection. create a method that takes an object of data as a parameter. This method will update the values of our search results control. Create a new method that takes a string parameter representing a search key and use it to perform a search and update the value of the controls. Create a new class card object. Call the search method of the class card object and pass it the search key property of the form1 object, which contains the search key entered by the user, and set the value of the label, name, email, and picture box. To enable searching in the text box, you can enhance the functionality by adding a text changed event. This can be done easily by accessing the Properties and Events tab and locating the text changed event. Once added, the text changed event will be triggered whenever the user modifies the text box contents, allowing for dynamic and responsive searching. To improve the search functionality in our text box, you can include an if condition within the text changed event. This condition should check if the length of the entered text is greater than 1. If it is, then the search results should start being displayed. This enhancement will ensure that the search feature only triggers when a meaningful amount of text has been entered, providing a more efficient and accurate search experience for the user. Include a clear statement within the if condition. This statement will clear the search container to prevent redundant display of search results. To utilize the search result class and perform a search, you can instantiate a new instance of the class using the new keyword. Once the search result object has been created, you can then call its search results method and pass the text entered in the search field as a parameter. This will allow the search results method to process the search query and return the most relevant search results. To dynamically adjust the height of the search result container based on the number of search results being displayed, you can use the count property of the container's control collection. By multiplying this value with the height of each search user control, you can calculate the total height required to display all results without overlap or cutoff. Once the height has been calculated, you can set the height property of the search result container to this value, ensuring that all search results are fully visible and easily accessible to the user. If there are no results, you can set the height of the container to 0 to reset the height of the container. Create a new method that is responsible for populating the search result container with relevant search results. This is accomplished by iterating through each element in a list of data class objects and creating a new instance of the search result control class for each one. Once a new search result control object has been created, the method then uses the details method to set the properties of the object with the relevant search data. This likely includes information such as the title, author, date, and other relevant details of each search result. To ensure that the search results are loaded and displayed in real time as the user types into the search field, the loaddetails method should be called inside the text changed event. Make sure to set the search results control margin to 0. To enhance the visual appeal and aesthetics of the search result container, you can change its background color to white. This will give the container a clean and polished look that is both visually appealing and easy to read. To provide the user with more detailed information about a selected search result, you can create a new function that displays the relevant details. This can be accomplished by adding the necessary controls to the user interface, such as text boxes, labels, or other display elements. By implementing this new function, you can provide the user with a more comprehensive view of the selected search result, allowing them to access more detailed information about the item. This can be particularly useful in cases where the user needs to review multiple search results before making a final decision. To improve the user experience and make the search results more interactive, you can add a simple mouse hover effect to the search result control. This can be accomplished by modifying the control's properties in events to respond to mouse movement. By adding a mouse hover effect, you can make the search results more engaging and visually appealing, encouraging the user to interact with them more actively. This can help to improve the overall usability and functionality of the search feature, leading to a more satisfying user experience. To enable the main form to track when the search control is selected, you can create a Boolean variable that will serve as a flag or indicator. This variable can be used to keep track of whether the search control is currently selected or not. By using a Boolean variable in this way, you can enable the main form to respond to the user's actions and adjust its behavior accordingly. To pass the ID of the selected search result from the search control to the main form, you can declare two string variables. The first variable, called temp_id, will be used to temporarily store the ID of the selected result. The second variable, called static_id, will hold the value of temp_id and pass it to the main form. By using these two variables, you can ensure that the ID of the selected search result is correctly passed to the main form, where it can be used for further processing or displayed to the user as needed. To improve the search feature of your application, you can create a new method in the data class that is specifically responsible for retrieving the details of the selected search controls. This method will play a critical role in providing your search control with all the necessary information it needs to display the relevant details of the selected search result. To create this new method, you can start by defining a query that retrieves the necessary details based on the ID of the selected search result. By using the ID as a parameter in the query, you can ensure that only the information that is pertinent to the selected result is returned, improving the efficiency and accuracy of the search process. Once you have defined the query, you can use it to create a new method in the data class. This method can be designed to take in the ID of the selected search result as a parameter, and then use the defined query to retrieve the corresponding details from the data source. This will enable the search control to display the relevant details of the selected search result to the user, providing them with the information they need in an efficient and user-friendly manner. By creating a dedicated method in the data class for retrieving the details of the selected search controls, you can help to streamline the search feature of your application and improve its overall performance and user experience. This can help to enhance the functionality and usability of your application, making it more attractive and appealing to users. To further elaborate, adding a timer component to the main form is a useful way to monitor user interactions with the search result control. By using a timer, the program can continuously check if the user has selected a search result control. If the search result control is selected, the timer will initiate the getDetails function to retrieve and display the details of the selected data. Once the details are displayed, it is important to set the click Boolean value to false. This ensures that the program stops retrieving the data repeatedly and prevents unnecessary refreshing of the control. It also allows the program to wait for the next user interaction before retrieving and displaying the details again. Overall, the addition of a timer component in the getDetails function helps to create a more user-friendly and efficient search functionality for the program. By displaying the details of the selected data, users can easily access the information they need, while the timer ensures that the program is not constantly refreshing the control, which can cause performance issues. We also need to set the height to 0 again to reset the height of the search result container. Great job! You have successfully implemented an elegant and modern search result feature in a Windows Form application using the C# programming language. If you found this video helpful and informative, please show your support by clicking the subscribe button and leaving a like. Your feedback is highly appreciated, and we hope that you have enjoyed watching this video as much as we have enjoyed creating it. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to bringing you more useful content in the future.